Okay, I am back this week for something a little bit different. We're going to do a little bit of Lake Superior black sand sluicing with my Lil Buddy Mini Sluice that I've had for just over a year now. I've only used it a handful of times, but it seems to work pretty good catching that really fine flower gold that we have here in Minnesota on Lake Superior. So these were some black sand concentrates that I had collected last year when it was around 0 degrees. It was the top layer of the black sand that had washed up on shore. Black sand is the heavier sand, and that's kind of where the gold kind of deposits with that black sand. That's why I collect the black sand. That's the heavier, like this bag right here is probably, gosh, close to 3 to 5 pounds of sand, when normally it would probably be a pound of sand if it was just the blonde sand. So that's pretty heavy stuff. But like I said, the mini sluice seems to catch the flower gold pretty good. So I'm not expecting a lot. If I find 2 or 3 specks of gold, it's going to be a win today. But it's really, really cold out. We've been negative temperatures for over a week now here in Minnesota. I think today is -8. Feels like temperature outside is -18. So it's a perfect day to sit inside and use my little mini sluice to see what kind of gold I can get out of my Lake Superior sand that I grabbed last year. So without further ado, let's get to sluicing. Now, the first thing I do when I start up my little mini buddy sluice is throw a little bit of jet dry into the water, because this is what's going to keep the gold from floating. Flower gold is so little and light that sometimes that gold will float in the water, and you don't want your gold to float. The jet dry keeps it from floating. So throw some of that in the water, and then I will start scooping in there and see how it goes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna do, I don't know, 10 spoonfuls. And then I'm going to empty everything out, see how it's going, check my pan to make sure there's no gold in the pan that the sluice isn't catching. And then start over again and see if I can throw more than 10 spoonfuls at a time in. But right now I'm going to do right around 10, something like that. And just see how much, or if any, gold will be caught in the first 10 spoonfuls. All right. I think I'm going to shut it down and see what we got. I don't visually see anything right now, but we'll know more once we get that mat out. Now, in theory, all the gold should be caught in this mat right here. So I should be able to just pan this out right here and find hopefully a speck or 2 of gold. Cleans out pretty easy. Well, there's one speck that was underneath the mat. Let me see if I can't zoom in on it. There, you see it right there in the middle of the screen. Yeah, she's gold. One speck so far. Well, there's some gold right there too. Couple specks sitting right next to each other. So yeah, we're already, I haven't even checked the mat, the gold pan, and I'm already finding gold underneath the mat. So looking promising. You can already see it from a distance. Gold shines so well. We got a speck right there. Yep, right there. You see it. All right, I'm gonna wait to rinse this into the pan since I do know there was gold specks in here. So, which leads me to believe there's probably gold specks in the pan. So I'm gonna pan out what's in this pan and see if I can't find any gold in here. In doing this makes you realize too how clean Lake Superior is. This sand I did not rinse out. I have not washed this sand at all, and look how clear and clean my water still is. So that just shows you how clean Lake Superior is, how clean and clear that water is out there. That's why we love to keep that lake as clean and beautiful as we can. All right, well, I didn't find not a single gold speck that made it into the pan. Just nothing. So everything was caught under the mat and in the dream mat. A couple specks that were found in the dream mat, a couple specks found under the dream mat, which kind of amazes me that there's nothing that made it into the gold pan if it was making it under the gold mat. But it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing here. So I'm gonna load back up the dream mat, clean everything out and clear everything out, and then do the rest of this bag. I shouldn't say the rest of this bag. I'll do like half of that bag and see what we get from about half of that bag. There's a little speck of gold right there. Yep, so we found another speck of gold. Not doing bad. There it is, zoomed in a little bit more. But, yeah. Okay, so a speck of gold under the dream mat in the mini sluice, and only one speck of gold in the gold pan. Very clearly specks of gold, but it's kind of amazing to me that it's catching just as much gold, fine flour gold underneath the dream mat as what the actual dream mat itself is catching, which is a little weird to me. And I'm gonna look one more time in the pan to see if anything's getting by, because I don't see why anything wouldn't be getting by if it's on the bottom of the dream mat. If I'm finding, gold specks at the bottom of the dream mat. So I'm gonna pan out the pan that's in there and see if I get anything. And after that, I'm not gonna bore everybody with watching me pan out the rest of this bag. And then I'll just skip to the end once I get it all panned out and see if I see any more really nice specks of gold or a whole bunch of specks of gold. I will get that on camera. But like I said, I'm not going to bore everybody with just watching me throw sand over the sluice over and over again. So like I said, I'm going to pan this out and then I'll finish up. All right, I ran the rest of that bag. Nothing spectacular. It was exactly just one speck here, one speck there, just like I was getting before. So probably a total of, I bet you a total of 10 to 15 specks of gold I got. So definitely a win for me today. And I even have like a half a bucket, maybe a quarter of a bucket of some more Lake Superior black sand for another day that I'm going to use. If it took me as long as what it did today just for that bag, that little Ziploc baggie, this half a bucket is plenty more sluicing to do. But I'm going to end the video with a little extra special bag of gold I got for Christmas from my sister. It's just a little play bag of dirt. It's called Gold Crumbs Pay Dirt. I'll show it on the camera. But that's just supposed to be something, a little something special to play with for people to have fun with. So I would imagine there's a little bit of gold in here, but I wouldn't imagine a lot. It's just this little baggie, here. So we're gonna rip this open, take a peek inside, and I don't think I'm gonna run it through the sluice. It's so little. I think I'm just gonna throw it in my gold pan here and see what we get. Oh, it's got like, what is this, like a piece of glass? Oh, it's just a nice piece of quartz right off the bat I can see in here. Yeah, just a nice jagged shiny piece of quartz. So here's another big, oh, this is like a piece of amethyst. It looks like I'm looking at right here. All kinds of fun stuff in here. Yeah, that looks like amethyst right there. All right, well, I forgot to press record as I was panning it out. So, but there is gold in here. Most gold I've seen all day. Get it focused. There we go. Yeah, so good amount of gold in that little bag. See if I can't zoom in on it. Yeah, some gold up there. Some gold right there. Yeah, I think I saw some more. Yeah, some more right there. Right there. So yeah, let me play with this a little bit more and I'll pan it back and see if we can't get all the gold out of there. Gosh, that one that's in there is almost looks like a picker. Let me see if I can pick it up. It's definitely a feeler. Oh, it's a picker. It's a picker. Yeah, definitely. That's a good sized little picker right there. So, not bad, not bad. So yeah, not a bad size haul for a little fun Amazon bag of pay dirt. Yeah, definitely a good amount of gold in there to find and have fun with. And just so you can compare, there's the size of my finger for comparison, so you kind of know how big everything is. All right, well, that's gonna call it for a Sunday afternoon of gold panning and gold sluicing. Had a lot of fun kind of going through that Lake Superior sand and then that little bag of Amazon pay dirt that my sister had got me for Christmas. That was actually fun. It actually turned out to be more gold in that Amazon pay dirt bag than I would have anticipated. But yeah, fun time all around. So that was it for this video. Next week, stay tuned. Next week is a cabin stay, and I'm not going to tell you what kind of cabin or anything past it's a cabin stay. It is probably one of the more epic cabins I've ever been to, and I've been waiting for it for a couple months now. So stay tuned for next week. Cabin stay. See you there.